We're all told the same story our entire lives. Just work hard, and you can achieve anything you want. But what if that's only half the truth? In this explainer, we're going to dig into why your own unique, personal circumstances might just be the most powerful tool you have for getting ahead.
Okay, that might sound a little brutal, but let's be real for a second. It's a crucial reality check. The whole idea that pure, raw grit is all it takes to get to the very top. Well, it's a nice story, but it leaves out a massive, massive part of the success equation.
So that's the big question, right? If grinding away for 12 hours a day isn't the guaranteed ticket to becoming the next big thing, what's the secret sauce? What's that missing ingredient that separates the legends from everybody else who is also working their tail off?
To figure that out, we've got to start by breaking down this myth. You hear successful people on podcasts or in interviews, and they tell these incredible stories of struggle and perseverance. And look, those stories are true, but they're almost always incomplete.
See, when you focus only on the hard work part, you get a really simple formula. Your effort equals your success. But that formula is missing a key variable. It's like they're giving you a math problem, but leaving out the most important number, the secret weapon they rarely talk about.
So let's give this hidden variable a name. Let's call it the X factor. This is the piece of the puzzle that has nothing to do with waking up at 5 a.m. or putting in more hours. It's something else entirely, something totally unique to a person's life and situation.
And here it is. The official term is an unfair advantage. Now, don't let the name fool you. Just think of it as the luck factor, or a situational edge. It's that unique circumstance that gives you a leg up on the competition. It's the one thing that isn't available to absolutely everyone.
Let's break this down to make it super clear. On one side, you've got fair play. These are the things anyone can do, right? Work hard, be disciplined, wake up early, that's on you. But on the other side, you have unfair advantages. Things like who you know, where you live, your access to money, or just being in the right place at the right time.
Okay, theory is great, but let's make this real. How does this actually play out in the stories of people we all know and admire? We're going to re-examine some of the most famous success stories out there, but through this new lens. And let's start with a true giant of the tech world.
You've heard this story a million times. Bill Gates, the brilliant kid who was a coding genius, dropped out of Harvard, and started Microsoft. The whole narrative is about his personal talent and his insane work ethic. And all of that is true. But it is not the whole story. Not even close.
Now, I want you to just look at this number for a second. 1 in a million. Let that sink in. What on earth could that possibly refer to? Well, it's the absolute key to understanding Bill Gates' unfair advantage.
Get this. Back in 1968, Bill Gates' high school was one of the only schools in the entire world that had a computer. The odds of a teenager having that kind of access back then were literally 1 in a million. That was an unbelievable, game-changing, unfair advantage, a perfect storm of location and timing that let all of his hard work actually pay off. Now, let's take another one. Evan Spiegel, the founder of Snapchat. Yeah, he had a great idea for sure, but just look at this stack of advantages. He was born in LA to wealthy, powerful lawyers. This gave him incredible family connections to tech leaders, which then led to millions of dollars in startup cash from his own parents. See, it wasn't just a good idea. It was the perfect storm of unfair advantages.
Now, hearing stories like that can feel, well, a little discouraging, can it? It's easy to think, great, I'm not a billionaire's kid, and I definitely didn't go to a 1 in a million high school. But hold on, that is completely the wrong takeaway. The whole point is that everyone has their own set of unfair advantages. The trick is learning how to spot them.
Your advantages are totally unique to your own life. Maybe you live in a tech hub like Silicon Valley or Bangalore. Maybe you have this deep, nerdy expertise in some super niche field. It could be your network, your environment, heck, even something you've always seen as a disadvantage. For example, growing up with less can build a kind of scrappy resilience and resourcefulness that others could never learn. Let me give you a fantastic real-world example of how this works. A while back, Facebook had a huge problem. Its automated systems were great at detecting online abuse in English, but they were clueless when it came to local languages like Gujarati or Marathi. They needed someone very, very specific to teach their AI.
So just think about the incredibly rare combination of skills needed for this job. First, you've got to be a data engineer. Second, you have to have this deep native understanding of local slang and insults in multiple languages. And third, you have to even know that a project like this exists. How many people on the planet fit that exact description? For someone out there, their unique background, their language, culture, and technical skill created an incredibly powerful unfair advantage.
So, let's put all the pieces together. Let's build the real success equation. Because success isn't just about what you do, it's about combining what you do with who you are.
And here it is. Hard work is absolutely essential. It's the base of the whole thing. But your unfair advantage, that's the multiplier. Without it, your hard work might just add up bit by bit. But with it, your hard work can grow exponentially. You could work yourself to the bone, but if your multiplier is 0, you're not going anywhere.
Ray Kroc, the guy who made McDonald's a global empire, absolutely nailed it with this. Being at the right place at the right time, that's your unfair advantage. And second, doing something about it, that's your hard work. You need both. It's not one or the other.
So, here's the ultimate takeaway from all of this. This is not an excuse to stop working hard, not at all. It's a strategy to work smarter. The goal is to stop just blindly grinding away, and instead start by figuring out what your unique advantages are, and then aiming all of that hard work in that specific direction. That's where you'll get the maximum impact.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. You're already putting in the effort. You're already working hard. Now it's time to take a step back and think, what is that unique combination of your location, your knowledge, your connections, your experience that only you have? What is your unfair advantage?